The real estate sector in India was the epicenter in a certain way of all the black money. All right. Anybody who's dealt with real estate in India, bought a flat, you used to terms like 60-40, 80-20. I mean, I don't need to go into definition of what that means. What happened is people didn't like the idea of paying taxes. Because they didn't pay taxes, the size of the informal economy is big. All right. So what happened? You didn't like to keep your money at home, because you could get raided. So you'd put them in boras, And what would you do when you have several boras? You would builder ke yahan bhej do. Because agli bari flat banaoge, mere bhi do book kar dena. That kind of RERA is been like an earthquake. Okay, 70 years as a country and we don't have an independent regulator. I mean, how can I know? Nowhere in the world have I come across a situation that you have a sector as big as real estate and you don't have a regulator. 8 years this legislation was lying around. Full marks to the Modi government. And look, I'm saying full marks. I had nothing to do with it. I came in only 3rd September, it's before me. Full marks to these people. They resurrected it. RERA, I think, is the best thing that has happened to the Indian real estate market. Ongoing projects, yesterday the High Court has been very clear, they are included. But don't look at it only in terms of RERA. I would encourage you to look at the corrections in the real estate market. RERA plus GST plus demonetization, Section 81B, that is the status of infrastructure for affordable housing, then also the kind of fiscal incentives which have been given in the previous 2 budgets. And the limited point I'm making is that you will now have a situation where the cleaning up has started. So you've had the challenge from the builders. The builders have ruled the roost for 70 years, make no mistake. Partly, sometimes you can understand because they didn't have money. Some of them are promoters. They were trying to, they need money to buy land, but it's not the way to do it. RERA sorts all that out. If you start a project, 70% of what you get from that project, you better put in that, this thing. And then you've got other conditions. So my view is that between all the things I've listed, you will get a cleanup of the real estate sector. Your question was more specific. Is it biting on the ground? Is it having an effect? My answer, absolutely unambiguously yes. Because if it wasn't, those guys wouldn't have run to challenge the court. They will still try, all right? Look, when you're trying to move, when you're trying to fight crony capitalism, when you're trying to fight the DNA of corruption, going online is both an objective and is the start of a process. But somebody told me the other day, you started this process, when you ask for when you go online for the next step, the OTP, they know that you have to go and settle with somebody. I said, these are teething problems. But I expect the major push which will come on affordable housing and all these projects, and the cleanup will involve a lot of these guys. Some of them will go to jail, I have absolutely no doubt. I mean, if your conduct is criminal and, you're culpable, I mean, the courts will get you. I mean, they're already, I think the Supreme Courts are already laying down a very clear line on that. Some of those guys will not be around because they have been fly-by-night operators. They've taken people's money and gone away. And I think we will get a market correction. What will that market correction be? Will that market correction factor in, will the market correction involve a shave being taken by all stakeholders? Will the insolvency bill which is being tweaked, give greater protection for the home buyers? Certainly that's something I've been shouting from the rooftops. I think you're getting it done. So it's biting and I think we're going to get there.